Welcome back to the channel. So today we've got the 2024 i7 xDrive60 G70 chassis. Of course, we've had plenty of i7s and 7 series on the channel already, but picked up another one here because this one is an individual color. It's individual ruby black. Again, it's a little bit hard to see because I can't control the weather. I've got to work with what I've got. It's overcast today, so it's unfortunate. But we've had ruby black on the channel before. I think it was on the X4M competition 2 model years ago, but you can sort of think of this as carbon black, but with a different hue and tone to it. So carbon black, of course, got some blue tones in it. Ruby black should be pretty obvious by the name there, but a red and basically a purplish hue to it in sunlight. So let's go over this particular i7. So not quite the flagship anymore because the M70 version of this one is the flagship. But we've got our dual or split headlight design. Those daytime running lights, reminiscent of those on the iX and the X7. So kidney grille there, obviously enlarged with the M Sport Professional package on here, which means you got the blacked out kidney grille. And then we've got our camera system here, now part of at least the premium package, so that's an improvement, but it really should be standard in the car. That's 212-ish inches long. Sensors here in the middle, which means you can't have Driving Assistance Pro on this one. This one does happen to have it as well, but no illuminated kidney grille. But otherwise, controversial front end. I think it's just okay. Then moving over to the side, so we got the style 908M wheels, which look pretty good on the i7 or even the 760 or 740. We have black M Sport calipers as well, so going along with the black theme here. In terms of range, you're looking at about 307-ish, so a little bit over 300 miles of range on this BEV vehicle. So it's 101.7 net kilowatt hours of capacity. And getting yourself into an i7 means you get 3 years of complimentary DC fast charging or level 2 charging at Electrify America. So it's unlimited time. So unlike all the other BEVs that BMW sells, this one gets you unlimited timing on that. So you can leave it plugged in, get fully charged if you want, or up to 80%, whatever it is. But basically 10 to 80% is roughly half an hour on a 195 kilowatt charger. And out back, we've got our X7 xDrive. Out back, we have our i7 and xDrive60 badging in chrome. And of course, no exhaust tips because it's a battery electric vehicle, and a faux diffuser. We have a gurney flap in the back as well. I'd say the 3/4 view looks pretty good. I think the side view also looks good. I'd say it's Rolls-Royce-ish look to the car, especially if you get like a two-tone paint on the vehicle. And I did realize you can actually order a two-tone paint. If you want to go completely nuts and get something like Sao Paulo yellow paired with black sapphire metallic, you can get it on the car for, this will be a little bit more than $12,000. So that's what it is with a standard paint. So I'm guessing it's probably in the vicinity of $18,000 for that paint job, if you want to go super crazy or want to perhaps get fired from your job ordering vehicles. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the inside, go over pricing and options on this i7. All right, so opening up, we have the black merino leather, a very safe bet to go along with ruby black. And basically, we want to make sure these cars, because they're not big sellers, at least for us, aren't in ludicrous combinations. So ruby black, pretty safe choice. And of course, black merino leather, also a very safe choice. But seats are very well cushioned and quilted. You got M badging down here on the door sill. And then on the door card itself, along with the lighting stuff here, controls for your seat. So this will bring up a menu in the iDrive system. Lock and unlock there, sort of haptic feel to it. Crystal controls here for some of your controls for the seat. So you basically, move the backrest up and down, as well as the head restraint, seat forward, backwards, up and down, etc. But for more refined things like the crumb catcher right there, it's all through the iDrive menu, or the screen. And no automatic doors on this build. Go ahead and turn this on. So in front of me, your standard M steering wheel. Again, just a reminder, the i7 can be had with M Sport or without M Sport. The gas-powered ones are all M Sport by default. Flat bottom steering wheel, M badging. Got your boost shift paddle, if you will. But pretty nice looking steering wheel. In front of me, iDrive 8.5, your live cockpit. Got your heads-up display up here. And the rest of your widescreen display in iDrive 8.5. All right, so the trim here is the fine line open pore wood trim, which looks pretty nice and elegant for the 7 Series. And you can see that ambient lighting. In sport mode, you get the M colors in that sort of crystal-ish display going across the dash and into the door cards. Got covers for the cup holders there. Pressing that automatically puts it back up. So, crystal controls here for the drive selector nub. Start stop button, iDrive controller, and volume wheel. And I will note a new feature in iDrive 8.5 November 2023 build. Go into driver assistance and safety and warnings. You get a new feature called traffic light and sign warning. So this thing works as such, at least from my demonstration. Says if you're coming up to a stop sign, you'll get a stop sign warning in the instrument panel and heads-up display. And if you're coming up to a red light and the car feels you're not sort of braking enough, you'll get a stop sign warning here in the instrument panel, as well as a heads-up display. And the acoustic warning, but what I think works really well, in lieu of the warning systems here, is just using your eyes. I mean, these things have been pretty much foolproof from the beginning, unless of course you're not paying attention whatsoever. You don't really need traffic light and sign warning while driving. You should really be paying attention. Although it does happen. I imagine it's still going to happen even with this feature on there, because I don't think there's a brake intervention. I haven't had it intervene because I can recognize the red light and I can slow down myself. Maybe not to the degree that B&W wants you to, but still easy to do. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the pricing. So starting price, the 2024 i7 xDrive60, $124,200. That individual paint, $5,500, leather included, unless you go individual full leather type stuff. Then $2,000 for the driving assistance package, $1,000, and then $1,300 for those 21-inch wheels. N Sport Professional package for $950, premium package for $1,400. And everything else included on here. All told, MSRP of this one, $136,345. So obviously, you can go really crazy with the options. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back seat. So here's the opening back seat. Obviously, a very long car, which means it's going to be extra comfortable in here. So here's the view from the back seat of the cockpit, and we got our shade open, so you get your sky lounge up here with LED lights. Vents back here, because the controls are always on here on the door handles, or excuse me, door cards. Screens here control all the other features. And knee room, legroom, really, really, really good. And of course, as you'd expect, headroom not really an issue, unless you're a Manute Bol or Manute Bol's son. But otherwise, a very comfortable car. And very powerful. So it's a dual motor car. So I think it's 536 horsepower and 549 torques it might be. Somewhere in that range. So it's basically equivalent to the 760i xDrive. Basically same power output in either gas form or electric form. So cargo area is pretty good. I'd say you probably fit 2 bodies in the back here if you're part of the mob. And then you got your charging bag here. You can also opt for an optional XM sort of luggage bag, if you will, or overnight bag. that carries a charger. So you have level 1, level 2 charging available to you out of the box. So level 2 charging, I think you're about 10 hours at the fastest possible setting. But otherwise, not bad in terms of charging times. Of course, you should never use level 1 charging because that takes forever. We'll take a walk towards the front end here and end our tour of this individual i7. Some of those tones are coming out a little bit here. Let's get a little bit more light, but not a lot right now. But that's it for a quick tour around this i7. We'll see you at the next video.